Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown,
This is Alpha.
and this is The Art of Letting Go.
Letting go. Letting go. Hey. What's going on, Mike?
Not too much. So today we have a special guest in the building. His name is Jason. Jason, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Jason Jaramillo. Currently an assistant basketball coach at Santa Ana College.
Nice.
Also one of the main organizers for the Lambda Basketball League here in Los Angeles.
Okay. Can you tell us a little bit about that? What's the Lambda Basketball
So
League?
Lambda Basketball is LA's LGBT basketball league
Okay.
for the LGBT community and its allies. It's been around for going on, 28 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been helping to run it for the past 8,
Okay.
and it's a big part of my life.
Dope. All right, man. Well, what we getting into today, y'all? What we talking about today?
So today we are talking about energy vampires, right?
Yeah, energy vampires.
Do me a favor, Mike. Make sure that the mic is Jason.
Yeah.
Make sure the mic is up here.
Gotcha.
Thank you, sir.
So, energy vampires. They're kind of everywhere, and a lot of times it takes a while for you to figure out who they are, what they're doing. But once you realize what they're doing, they're just sucking up your good vibe,
Mhm.
your focus, your just energy. Like when you're passionate about something, you guys are musicians, so that one friend who wants to hang out and just kind of, I guess, deny you guys from going after your passion.
Okay.
For our basketball players, it's, we're all on a journey together for success, for, our team goals. It's that one person or teammate or couple teammates who just distract you,
Yeah. I definitely feel that. And do you think that it's done like purposefully, or is it like something that is just within their personality, or they're just kind of going through something at the time? Because I 100% understand what you're talking about, but I'm just trying to see if the energy vampires that I have are kind of similar to yours.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they truly know at all times what they're doing.
Okay.
A lot of times, we're all different. We have our own journey, we have our own goals, we have our own focuses in life, and sometimes it doesn't align with people. But sometimes the people doesn't mean that person's bad, because they have their own things going on. But sometimes a person can take away from the good that you're doing for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we all experience it. And I think the one thing that Mike and I were kind of talking about is like, how do you deal with an energy vampire? And I think it's the main thing is just one, actually realizing that they are, distracting you from your goal, and then seeing how to manage that, and
Yeah.
I think how you manage it is different. Should we use like examples?
I think you have to distance yourself from that, though, and I say that because when I've experienced people that are friends or even family that constantly just bring negative energy to me, and for a long time I used to settle for that. And you can't settle for it. You have to align yourself with people and things that better you. So not saying just to completely cut someone off, but if somebody doesn't fit into the space that you're in right now, you kind of have to leave them and respect where they're at, and they have to respect where you are.
Totally. Now in my world, like when we recruit players, we're looking for players who fit into our culture, who are certain types of personalities where we know they want a sisterhood, they want to be a part of a family, they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. So it's not just all about them,
Right.
It's not that selfishness, that ego isn't necessarily all there. They have a high sense of empathy, so we really look for that. And there's a number of ways that we do it in recruiting. I'm gonna give away one of our secrets right now. But one thing that we honestly look for in social media, if these recruits are posting just pictures of themselves, everything's all about them. Selfie, 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 selfie.
Yeah.
Me. we're like, wow, I don't know if this player, is good for us, is right for us. We really have to investigate that.
That's good, man. That's actually really a cool way to look into it. I'm not familiar with, you hear about when you go on job interviews, like, oh man, block all your stuff. Don't let nobody see nothing. But I think it goes too with, like, because I'm thinking about what you're saying as you're saying, I'm trying to process it. And some of the things that I'm thinking about is like old friendships that I've kind of grown out of. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, people who have seen me a certain kind of way or used to me being a certain kind of way and haven't really hung out with me in a while, or and then we get up and it's kind of like, I'm not really like that anymore, man.
The vibe isn't there.
Yeah. And it's not even like I don't still care about you or I don't still love you as a friend. It's more of I'm just in a different place in my life, and I'm not trying to go back to how I was or what I used to do, and really trying to get a hold on that, and that energy. Just the shift isn't always the same. You know what I'm saying? And so as you were talking about it, I was trying to think of kind of if I've ever really felt a lot of that in my life before, and it at this point, what I can pinpoint it as is thinking about old relationships that I had, old friendships that I had that just aren't the same anymore. And it's, we just grew apart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And what's interesting too is if you think about it, you have those friends where like you don't see each other for years, but then you run into each other and it's like you never dropped off.
Right.
And like that good energy is still there. But then those other energy vampires, like the ones where you hang around, you're just like, you know what, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, we're on that same path, that same journey right now. Like, we've kind of gone our ways, and it's good that you recognize that, right? Because now you're not, I guess, detouring to their path, and you're kind of staying on your journey and kind of separating the two.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
I think it's really important.
I think a lot of times they don't really deal with their path.
Yeah.
And I say that because when you are on your journey and when you are, chasing your goals and stuff, you do connect with people that are doing the same thing. A lot of times when you talk to somebody that's draining your energy, or at least for me, it's always somebody that's very external and not internal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think you hit it like right on. Like, it's, you feel it. They're like with you and I, it's like I see you going after your dreams and passions, and you're hustling and like doing your music, doing this great podcast. I'm an avid listener, by the way.
Thank you very much.
So it's like, I see the good path and journey that you really are walking on right now, and and you're enjoying this journey, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it's not like, you have these goals, right? And you have these milestones, and like every milestone, I feel like I always see you like when I ask you, hey Mike, how's it going? You're like, it's good, man. I'm really going after mine, and I'm, as a friend, I'm very proud of you.
I appreciate that,
and I relate with you because this coaching thing is kind of new for me, right?
Yeah.
I've only been doing it for so long, and it's like I appreciate someone who's on that journey and who's putting in the time into a passion, and going after their purpose,
Right.
And then to see someone find their passion and go after their passion, to me, it's a beautiful thing. Those are the people I want to be around.
Yeah.
Those are not energy vampires.
Right.
Those are like, I'm like, I want to be around you, I want to spend, my time around you.
Yeah.
Support you going after yours. And because, Mike's been there for me, with my basketball team. He and that yoga dude, shout out to him.
Hey.
They came to our practice, did this really cool yoga session.
Dope.
Mike put these really cool beats down and some spoken word stuff, and the team loved it.
That's what's up.
Loved it.
That's what's up.
It was really good for us, and then we've had nothing but great feedback. They asked for them to come back, so we need to talk to you guys about that.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so
and
yeah,
I agree with you on that. Especially for me, like a lot of times my friends or just people in general don't have to be doing the same thing that I'm doing. Just as long as you're pursuing something in your world. I was talking to a friend today, like, I've always had a dream of wanting a Lamborghini.
Okay.
I still do.
Yeah.
And before it was for the stunt.
Okay.
And now it's really about the energy. Mm-hmm. I know what kind of energy that would bring for me, but I know what it would bring for the other people around me, the people that know that I want that so bad.
Yeah.
it would make them recognize like, wow, you can go out and get what you want.
Right.
And everybody may not necessarily want that.
Yeah.
But if you want to do yoga every day, if you want to teach every day, whatever it is that you want to do, I think that is a Lamborghini.
Totally. And, your Lamborghini is like my partner and I, we talk about, we want to retire in Morro Bay. So we always talk about, hey, our goal is to eventually buy, some property up there, either apartment complexes, a couple units, or just one big property. And, that's our Lamborghini. He and I, we talk about that. It's our, it's one of our goals. It's, it's that measuring stick, after so many years of just going after our dreams and, our passions and putting the work in. Because a lot of it right now, it's like you really are sacrificing a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Especially when you first start going after a passion. That moment you turn on that switch and say, you know what, this is my passion, I'm going to go after it. Those first few years, you're grinding.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
For me, as a coach, pay-wise, I'm working under a great coach, and I feel like my pay is like learning from her, right? She's a great teacher of the game. She's a great teacher of life. Shout out to Coach Flo. But yeah, I don't really look at my paycheck. I look at I have all these hours with this great person, this great coach, this great mentor, and that's priceless.
Yeah.
And that's going to help me build, and it's going to help me along my journey. So I really appreciate the opportunity that I have. But in regards to my partner and I's goal, we talk about, hey, in so many years, that's that house, that's that Lamborghini, and it's really good to have that goal because you need something to work towards,
And I think you both said something really important. Like you mentioned your friends and letting your friends know that that's you want the Lamborghini, and them kind of watching you going to get that and kind of being inspired by that. And you also mentioned with your partner, being able to have that same goal, a similar goal with him. You know what I'm saying? And I just think it's important to, like you were saying, you don't want to be around the energy vampires because they kind of drain you. When you do start out, it is a lot of grind. It is a lot of grit. It is a lot of I don't feel like doing this today. You know what I'm saying? And you need that other person to really be like, nah, man, you said you was gonna do this, instead of somebody kind of guiding you down the rabbit hole of, oh well, yeah, come with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna suck up all this energy you got in. And so I think it is really important to identify who you want to run with, who you're gonna stand with, who you're gonna sit with, who you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, who you're gonna wave at. It's important to identify who is what and what pocket they belong in your life, because you just never know, man. There's a lot of people that I've met over the years and that I'm cool with, and that I'm cooler with now than I was before, like Mike, and then I'm not as cool with than I was before. And I'm just I've told Mike on a number of occasions on the podcast and outside of it, his energy means a lot to me. Him coming around, him being around, the different things that he does inspires me to keep doing what it is that I'm doing, because I don't always feel like doing it. And so I'm glad that you wanted to talk about energy vampires, because I just can't do it right now. And Mike mentioned something before about it feeling selfish, but it is what it is. At this point, I feel like I have to be a little selfish to get to the goals and the different things that I have in mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Selfish is a term that can be used, obviously, but focus. Yeah. Because sometimes focus and sacrifice. You have to really sacrifice a lot to go on your journey. You're not going to be able to please everybody. You're not going to be able to be there for everybody.
Right.
So the people you choose to spend your time with and to associate with and surround yourself with, they're really important. And to bring this back into coaching, it's when we recruit players, we sell our culture, we sell the sisterhood. You saw that, you sat there one day, right?
Yeah.
And with one of our recruits, she's with us now, and we talked to her about how it's a sisterhood. I say sisterhood plus Coach Jason, but
I like it.
Yeah. So, but and if you look at our team, the energy on our team is amazing. They cheer for each other. They're there for one another, and they're each other's support. They're each other's rocks.
Yeah.
And it's hard to recruit that. It's hard to sell that. But the players who see it, the players who get it, and the players I feel who made the decision to join our basketball program, I really believe that all of them are happy.
Yeah.
They're really happy with their decision. because our coaching staff were top notch. We want them to go on to the next level. I coach at a 2-year school.
Okay.
So we want them to go on to the 4-year school after 2 years.
Mhm.
So Coach Flo, shout out to her again. She has like 100% graduation rate.
Nice.
Everyone who's played the full 2 years for her
That's
has
beautiful.
gone on to the 4-year
Wow.
school.
That's beautiful.
I mean, to me, I tell this all the time. I'm like, we could put a banner up that says, state champs, but the fact that we send, players to the 4-year, and you have that 100% record,
Mhm.
I mean, that's the most important thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Building that. I always looked for the coaches who were instilling more life into me than just whatever the sport
Yeah,
was.
X's and
You
O's,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
'cause-
really teaching me something about life.
Yeah, and I think that's what, us coaches are nowadays. We're like teachers of life. We just use basketball as a medium to teach life lessons,
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I guess we could talk about that we have at our at Santa Ana is like we have this next play mentality.
Mm.
It's pretty cool. And when you're playing about, say you take your shot and you miss, and sometimes players beat themselves up for taking that shot,
Mhm.
right? They're like, crap, I missed that shot, and instead of focusing on what's next, they're focusing on the past, that play. So we say this next play mentality, and so we yell out next play, and they look at us sometimes like, yeah, you're right, and they get back on defense and try to make a play,
Yeah.
right? And that's like a huge life lesson. We talk
Yeah.
about this because now it's like in life, I could use it with just our own journeys, like taking that chance to create that album,
Mhm.
taking that chance, to put out that, those lyrics, that's next play.
Yeah.
Good or bad. I was listening to one of your recent podcasts, and you guys talked about that. How it's like sometimes there's that feeling of like, crap, is this like the best thing to do right now? And you guys will do it and kind of focus on, crap, could I did this better? Or could I, the intro. I think you were talking about intros in one of your podcasts.
Mhm.
And but yeah, you put it out there, and you know what? Next play, next intro.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that next play mentality, that life lesson, is so important, in my opinion.
Okay.
So yeah, that's us teaching life lessons through basketball.
Yeah, man.
Next play mentality.
I like
And
that.
I agree with you because, I mean, even like in basketball, if you think about that last play too much, you might not take that next shot.
Yeah, it affects your confidence.
Mhm.
It affects your ability to like put out that next track.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so worried about, am I doing this right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you see like, I want to say like Dr. Dre, right? Like I feel like he's been sitting on this album for so long, right?
Right.
And I'm just like, what's going on, man? It's like, I know you had the Chronic, and that was like, one of the best ever made. But
Yeah.
like, it's okay to.
And even with that though, it's to the point now where you're not even looking for it anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
going back to what you were saying about the culture that you guys give to your players, I think a lot of us on and off the court
Yeah.
were taught that competitive culture. So
Yeah.
rather than playing for your teammates, you're
Yeah.
playing to be the best
Right.
teammate.
Right.
And I think that's what really changes the game,
Yeah.
both in basketball and in life. When
Yeah.
you're not competing with people, when you recognize that your position is yours
Mhm.
and nobody else can take it,
Yeah.
that changes everything.
Yeah. And like, we say our starters, just start us off in the game, but it's our bench who helps to support them.
Absolutely.
And their role is just as important as a starter's role. We
It's
just
the
expect,
team that wins.
yeah, it's a team sport, and and yeah, I agree with you.
It's funny, man, that you say that. Well, as you said it, I thought of it. Like, starters a role. That's just a role that you're playing right now, too. You know what I'm saying? And I know that a lot of times it's differentiated between I'm a starter and I'm a role player. But it's like, I mean, you're starting because it's a role,
Yeah.
and your role can be changed.
Oh, totally.
And then they point. And I think that to hit on both of you all's point, having that, taking turns. Like having that team to where, like, all right, you pushing, so let me help you push, and now I'm pushing, and now they gonna help me push, and now you pushing, let's help you
Yeah.
push, and now we all pushing at the same
Yeah,
time.
and
So
I got
let's,
your back.
yeah, and I think that team element, that team aspect is really important. And even somebody to let you know, like, yo, I don't think that person's good for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To go back to the you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really important to have people around you who are encouraging, who are striving for the same movement, not necessarily the same purpose or the same thing exactly, but just movement and just moving and going and pushing. Like, it's really, really important to have that and not to isolate yourself. so much to where you feel like that competitive thing, like I just got to be better than everybody else. It's important to just surround yourself with the right people, man.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
And to have, since you're a coach, to have that mentor that you can kind of go to, that you'll listen, like, okay, let me listen to what they're saying. I might not agree, but let me kind of peep what they're saying a little bit.
Yeah, and and she's great because she lets me bounce all my thoughts and ideas off her, and I've earned her ear, like my hard work, my effort. She really does listen, and if she says, "Hey, that's a great idea," she's like, "Go run with it."
Cool.
And to have someone say, "Hey, that's a great idea, go." I mean, that means all the world to me.
Yeah.
It means to have that support and from her and the staff. I mean, it means a lot.
That's cool.
I feel really happy there. I feel, that I'm growing as a coach, as a person, as a teacher.
That's dope.
Teacher of life. So yeah, it's great.
That's really cool, man. Well, is there any other points or touches y'all had kind of to make on? I have a question, but I want to ask that first.
So how do y'all deal with the energy vampires?
That's what
I think we talked about. I think we touched it a little bit, but
directly, I think it's really important. So once you recognize it, you just either you fix it or you cut it off.
I like it.
Yeah, it's either, you get that stake and you just drive it through that energy vampire's heart and it's gone.
And I definitely understand what you're saying, but I think sometimes that could be hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it's somebody or something that's very close to you.
Yeah. I think you talked about your role with your family and sometimes how you have to distance yourself from like arguments because you're that glue member who gets kind of brought into the middle. And setting boundaries is key. And saying that, hey, like, don't bring me into the middle. I'm happy to, be there for you if you need my help, but like, I just can't be that person to solve the problem.
Yeah.
I'm here to give you support and let you know that I love you and that, whatever decision you make, I guess I'll possibly support it depending,
Right.
There's always judgment, right? But
and at the same time, you got to recognize like this person, that's their life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you have to. You can't live somebody's life for them, so you got to respect whatever decision they make and continue on with your path.
Yeah, because we're all on our own journey. Like, to I guess tie back to that. Once you're passionate about something, you're on that journey. You're gonna figure out who the energy vampires are, and you're gonna figure out how to handle them. I think it's all going to be different, but I think, in your heart, you're going to know if you made the right decision. In your head, you're going to know if you made the right decision, and that's probably the best thing you could do. It's just like next play.
Yeah, definitely.
I made that decision. It's behind me. I can't go back and change it. Next play.
That's good, man. And I think that the thing that stood out the most to me was the boundaries that you said, like knowing what your boundaries are, knowing kind of where you are and how much you're willing to take before you're like, all right.
Or even give, right?
Or give, right? Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Or even give. I mean, because it's like you can only give so much when you have your passions and your own journey.
Yeah. That's dope, man. I was going to ask the same thing, man. We can tell we've been doing this for a minute.
Yes.
And I appreciate you, man, too. You actually really do listen. Like, you giving some feedback on stuff we've been talking about. So that's really dope. I really appreciate that a lot.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here. I've been listening for a while now. And I guess ever since episode 1.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
I have a commute to work, so it's like I have like a 40-minute drive. So you guys are always on there.
That's what's up. I appreciate it. We appreciate that.
Yeah. Of course.
Anything else y'all want to share?
No, that's all I had. Where can the people find you?
Ooh, on Twitter and Instagram, Hoops Coach Jason.
Okay.
It's probably the best way to hit me up.
Lambda Basketball.
At Lambda Basketball. On Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Okay.
If you want to play ball and you live in LA, we have open gyms twice a week. Wednesdays in Long Beach, Friday nights in Hollywood. We have league twice a year. And we travel to national tournaments. I've won a few.
Everybody's welcome.
Yes, it's inclusive.
And the competition level is very good.
Yeah.
So don't think just because it's a gay basketball league that the basketball is gay.
Yeah, we have
Right.
some hoopers. I mean, we have some guys who play D1, D2, D3.
Okay.
NIA. So, yeah, we have hoopers in our
Okay,
league.
cool. Now I'm definitely gonna come check y'all out.
Friday night.
I'm gonna try to come a Friday night. During the week is a little harder for me, but I'm gonna try to come a Friday
Although,
night.
You know, 7.
Wednesday night in Long Beach.
Oh,
Low
where?
High School right down the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come check you out. That's real close.
Real close.
So I'm gonna definitely have to do that. And then I was wondering, how do you spell Lambda? Just for people.
LAMBDA.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Lambda,
cool.
like the Greek letter.
Got you. Cool. Where can the people find you at, brother?
You can find me at Just Mike Brown on all social media. You can also find me at primomiguel.com.
And you can find me at Alpha Presents, ALFPHA presents on all social media. You can find us on the Art of Letting Go podcast on YouTube, on SoundCloud, as well as on Instagram.
Check them out. It's worth it.
Appreciate
It's
it.
a good listen.
All right, so this has been Mike Brown,
This is Alpha.
and this is The Art of Letting Go.
Letting go. Letting go. Peace.